Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a part 2 video of this beautiful dress. If you are yet to see the first one, check my channel for it. And guys, please like this video. And if you are yet to subscribe, please do so. Alright guys, we are going to continue from where we stopped in our last video, and this part, the root side has been cut out, so we'll proceed now to start the slash and spread method. The first thing you want to do is to take your masking tape and tape it down like the plain paper and the pattern paper. You have to join them together and use masking tape to hold them tight. You wouldn't want to work on a pattern paper that will be stressing you, so that's why I'm using masking tape to tape it down. So guys, let's go ahead. Now that everything is in good form now, so what we have to do now is to extend the line that we drew in the last video. So if you watch the last video, you will understand what I'm talking about. So the line we drew in the last video, so we have to extend the line to the new pattern paper that we just joined together with the old pattern paper, from the hip line down to the dress length. So guys, this line plays important role in the slash and spread method. Alright guys, we are done with the line extension. The next thing is to bring in the pieces of paper we cut out the last time. So I will be spreading it out by 2 inches. If you use 1.5, the root side will not be full, and if you use 2.5, it might be too full. Anyways, you can judge it with the look of the one I posted on my video, so that you choose your preference. Alright guys, as I'm placing the pieces of the papers, I'm following the line that I wrote earlier on the new pattern paper, and also I'm making sure that the line on the pieces of the paper goes accordingly with the new line I wrote on the new pattern paper. You can see how helpful the line is. So guys, and once you confirm the measurement that is 2 inches, that is accurate, the next thing you will do now is to use your masking tape to gum it down with the pattern paper so that it won't be moving up and down. Alright guys, we are done with that. So for this last piece of paper, as you can see guys, it's slanted, so we have to correct it and make it a straight line like so. So that's why I place my ruler to draw a straight line. Alright guys, I'm done with that. So the next thing is to connect the edges, and this is me trying to use my curve ruler to connect the edges. Please don't stress yourself. The best thing is to use your free hand, because the edges are not equal. So if you are trying to use your curve ruler to connect it, it's a lot of work, so you just use your free hand. Free hand works. The edges are not equal. So guys, as the line is approaching the half length, that is the waistline, it will be turning to a curve kind of, and also you might have to draw the line on some of the edges just like the way I did. All we wanted is a perfect curve shape, so that by the time you gather your ruche, it will form a circle. Alright guys, we are done and everything is in place. As you can see, all the pieces of papers are on the line, like the line that they're supposed to be. The next thing I'll be doing is to connect the bottom of the pieces of papers, like to connect them on a straight line like so, so that by the time I will be cutting it out, I will know the areas to be cut out. Alright guys, for this side, I'll be adding 1 inch from the top here down to the gown length. The next thing we'll be doing now is to place our ruler and connect the dots together like so. Alright guys, and right now I'll proceed to cut out the areas that are not needed. Just watch closely so that you see the areas that I will be cutting out. So guys, we are done with the slash and spread method, and I only added allowance to the root side. I didn't add allowance to the other part of the pattern paper. So let's proceed now to the fabric part that will be cutting out the fabric with our pattern. I'll be working with 2 yards fabric guys, then I will advise you to use 3 yards for your fabric. Using 2 yards is not advisable, or if you are a little bit if your body is smaller than mine. Okay, 2 years is still okay for you. Like for this fabric, this particular one, I manage the fabric. As you can see how I'm positioning my pattern paper, I'm struggling with this. The luck I'm having here is that the material is medium stretchy, so I don't need to add zipper allowance to the side. The only space I have left to mark sewing allowance is from my chest line, my waist, and 3 inches away from my waist, as you can see where the fabric stop. Okay, if you are using a non-stretching fabric, don't forget to add your zipper allowance. Mine is stretching a little bit. Alright guys, the next thing is to cut out the excess fabric by leaving half an inch on the neck side, armhole side, and the waist side. Alright guys, I'll go ahead now and pin some side because I want to move the fabric up so that I will get the total length of the dress. You know, I said I'm short of fabric, so at the end of the day my pattern paper was longer than my fabric, so I want to measure what I have left. So after marking the actual length, so I just measure what I have left. So my fabric is 2 inches shorter, and that is not bad at all. Alright guys, the next thing you'll be doing now is to place your pattern paper on the fabric from the side without root. For the high-low part, I'll be going up by 13 inches. Okay, the next thing we do now is from the edge you came up with 13 inches, you have to draw a slant line down to the root side. Lest I forget guys, you can go higher than 13 inches. This is my preference. I'll go ahead now and cut it out. As I'm cutting the pattern paper, I'm also cutting the fabric. And I will cut the sharp edges, then proceed to the sewing aspect. Alright guys, I'll start off by sewing the shoulder, then the side of the root, then the other side straight down. So guys, and here it is, I'm done. I've sewed the side, and the root side I don't need to sew it because I didn't cut it out. And for the root, I will be using my bias to tape the edges of the root. The right side of the bias will be facing the right side of the fabric. I'll go ahead now and sew it round so that you understand it. And here it is, I'm done with the first layer. So the next thing is to turn it over, like you fold it over like to the wrong side of the clothes this way, then you stitch on it. And for the rope that will be going through the bias, I'm going to double fold it this way and stitch it. Alright guys, and this is it. I'm done piping the edges of the root. The next thing is to put the rope in a pin and pass it through like so. In case if you don't like using rope, you can go ahead and use tiny elastic, and it's the same method with the rope. Alright guys, I'm done inserting the rope into the bias. So this is what we are having. This is the rope is ready. So for the neck, I'll go ahead and pipe it with bias. Alright guys, we're done piping the neck. And for the sleeve, I just use the fabric and fold it in and tack it down with my needle. And also for the neckline, after sewing the bias with the fabric, then I fold it again to tack it down with my needle because I don't want the thread to be showing on the neckline. And I'm showing you the dress length. So this is what we are having for the dress length. So I'll be leaving the dress length like this. I'm not going to be folding it in, so I like it this way. You can go ahead and fold yours, but I'm okay the way it looks this way. I just want it like that. Alright guys, this is the end of the tutorial. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe.